Hello, I'm here to talk about some really great original artwork, watercolor artwork that's being offered for sale for the first time. And I'm talking about Chicago Cubs artwork. This is artwork that would make a great gift, and I'm going to be showing it in far greater detail and explaining in just a moment. But this is artwork that would make a great gift, a Father's Day gift, a Mother's Day gift, a Christmas gift, birthday, graduation, retirement, almost any sort of gift. It would really make a terrific gift for a Cubs fan. Or if you're a Cubs fan, this would be great artwork to hang in your home or your office or your den. At any rate, just great artwork. Let me give you a little background. My name is Scott Silcox. I'm from Toronto. And for 16 years, I owned a company called Maple Leaf Productions. You might know us Canadians, we call everything Maple Leaf something. And we made and sold a whole variety of products that celebrated the history of uniforms and stadiums, but primarily uniforms, NFL uniforms, Major League Baseball uniforms, NHL, college football, and even CFL. You probably don't know what the CFL is, and I'm not going to bore you about that. But we made a whole variety of products. One family of products that we had were plaqued posters. This is a large plaqued poster. That's a small one. And then we had a neat sort of a vertical format. But so we sold posters in a plaqued format. We also sold posters in a framed format. Here's a couple examples right here. Framed format posters. Just using this great artwork, and that's really my point in showing you all of this, all of these things. But so plaqued posters, framed posters. We sold clocks that used the artwork in them. We sold coffee mugs. There were fridge magnets. Here's some examples of fridge magnets. Playing cards. There were playing cards that used the uniforms on them. As well, a great little thing, a desktop piece called a fan frame. At any rate, there's a whole variety of products. And what's my point? I'm not trying to be too self-serving here. What I'm trying to do is get a point across that this artwork was reasonably famous. It was shown on a lot of products. If you're a Cubs fan, there's literally tens of thousands of products sold using this artwork. It's been seen in TV, in movies, in the commissioner's office, on team websites. This artwork it is fairly well known. As much as artwork can be famous in the sports world, this is somewhat famous artwork. At any rate, now by the way, everything that I'm talking about here in this video can be seen on our website, which is www.heritagesportsart.com. And I'll mention that a couple more times. So, the actual artwork for the Chicago Cubs. This is the actual artwork. So the first one that I'd like to just show you is 1908 Chicago Cubs artwork. It's a beautifully detailed one. For the Chicago Cubs, we have 17 pieces of art. There's only 17. That's it. When somebody buys this 1908 Chicago Cubs original piece of art, that's it. There are no more unless somebody decides to put it on the open market after they've bought it from us. But there are only 17 pieces of art. I'm just going to kind of flip through to show you a few of the examples of the art. Whoops. I'll explain that one in just a moment. But there's another great uniform from 1909. These are just beautiful, really nicely detailed pieces of art. They will just look great in your home and sort of. Anyway, there's quite a few pieces of art, and the artwork goes right up to 2008. And here's a great road uniform of the Cubs from 2008. So, if you're with me so far, at least I hope I've gotten the point that for the Cubs, there are 17 pieces of original art. Now, you can buy this art one of three ways. You can buy it as the raw, unframed piece of art. So you would buy it like this, then you could take it to your framer and have it framed however you would like, or mounted however you would like. So that raw, unframed piece of art is $450, and forgive me, I just want to make sure I have my notes right. That would be $450, the raw, unframed piece of art. Or you could buy that same piece of art framed in what we call our classic framed version. Forgive me that this shows the Denver Broncos. Here, it would be, of course, be showing the Chicago Cubs. But so this framed version, the classic version, has a black metal frame, a double white mat, and then a neat engraved plaque that kind of tells the story of the artwork. So that piece would be $525. By the way, all of our prices include the UPS delivery right to your door, and everything would be perfectly packaged so that nothing would get broken in the mail. But or by UPS. But you also get a 90-day money-back guarantee. If there's any reason that you aren't satisfied, just call us. We'd be happy to arrange pickup and happily return your money. So there's zero issues on the on the product guarantee side. We're just so confident you'll be pleased with the art. So the first version, $450 for the unframed art, $525 for this version, or you could go for the deluxe version. And this is the deluxe version with a black frame and black mats. Again, forgive me, the Denver Broncos, it really would be a Chicago Cubs piece. And it has the engraved plate. And then what's kind of neat, I think, in this deluxe version, is this would be a mini poster of in this case, the Chicago Cubs. And you could actually see your original artwork and then see a product that it's used in. I think that's kind of a neat little story. At any rate, this particular piece would be $550. Again, that includes UPS delivery right to your home. So that artwork, basically, you have the three versions of the artwork that you could purchase. Only 17 pieces of original art. Now, there is one exception on that pricing. All the pricing is detailed on the website, so if I've confused you, please visit the website heritagesportsart.com and you'll be able to see the pricing info there. The Cubs, as any great Cubs fan will know, have won 2 World Series in 1907 and 1908. This is actually the 1908 uniform, and because that's really, arguably one of the Cubs' most famous uniforms, this particular piece of art has a premium on it. It's just a supply and demand, and so this actual the one exception in the pricing that I was just saying is this actual piece of art for the year that the Cubs won the World Series. This is actually $750. The website will show it. The website also allows you to go on any of the pieces of art. You can go on any of the pieces of art and click on them, and you'll get a real close-up, and you can see the artist's signature and any notes that the artist might have made to the people on the production side of things. It's highly detailed on the website, so you can really get a good feel for what the artwork would look like. Boy, you're great in putting up with me. I really feel like I'm selling Ginsu knives here. So thanks for putting up with me thus far. Just a few more things, if you don't mind. I may be beating a dead horse here, and I don't mean to, but there's there are 17 pieces of Cubs art. When we sell the 17, that's it. There are no more. We aren't reproducing these. These are the original, artist originals, watercolor paintings. One other thing about the art that I'd love to mention is that this particular art was painted by a wonderful artist, a woman by the name of Nola McConnon. Nola's a great lady, very highly skilled artist, and actually the artwork belongs to Nola, and Nola asked me if I would help promote the sale of the art, and I'm delighted to help promote the art because of my background with Maple Leaf Productions and producing all the products using the art. So at any rate, just a quick explanation about who the art actually belongs to. Now, in order to purchase the art, it's really simple. The website is e-commerce enabled. You can use any major credit card via PayPal, or you're welcome to call me on my cell phone. My cell number is 416-315-4736. Let me just say that once more, 416-315-4736. Be delighted to talk to you. I could explain about the artwork. I might be able to tell you a little story about a particular piece of art that you might be interested in. So feel free to give me a call. I'm a normal guy. My name is Scott. And keep in mind that the prices include UPS shipping right to your door. The website doesn't make that abundantly clear, but the pricing includes shipping right to your door, and it comes with a 90-day guarantee as well. So boy, you're wonderful. Thank you for hearing me out. I hope, if you wouldn't mind, if you like this, please pass on the YouTube URL to any friend of yours. And they don't just need to be a Cubs fan. They could be a Hawks fan, a Bears fan, a Leafs fan, a Yankees fan, a Red Sox, or Green Bay Packers, or we've done almost 100 teams in the NFL, Major League Baseball, NHL, NCAA, college football. We have about 2,000 pieces of art that's available for sale. But thank you for letting me spend some time with you on the video. And let me just get some Ginsu knives because I'd love to show you those now. Thanks very much for your time.